Yo, what up, y'all? I'm back with another video. And if I told you that I could tell the future, would you believe me? If I told you that I could tell your future, would you believe me? You probably wouldn't. And I don't blame you. That's because everyone believes that the future cannot be told. It is all in our hands. Yes, everyone believes that the future is in your hands and you control your future and your destiny, which I totally agree with. That is why I am able to tell the future. That is why I can tell you exactly what you will become, and I can tell you exactly where you will be. How is that possible, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. It is because whatever you are doing at this present moment will determine exactly where you end up in life. Let me repeat that for you. Whatever you are doing at this present moment will determine exactly where you end up in life. That is how you tell the future. It is that simple. Let me give you some examples. For instance, if you are a lazy man, you don't want to do much right now, you're happy with the bare minimum, you lay on the couch all day watching TV, you play video games, maybe 15 hours out the day, you don't want to go to work, you wake up every morning and you drag along, you don't want to be productive, you don't do anything in order to be productive, you're happy with the bare minimum that you may receive, you're happy with the check that you receive every week, then your future, you're going to be broke. Let's be real. That's what your future holds. You are going to be broke in the future. 10 years from now, I guarantee you, you are going to be broke. You are going to be living check to check. If that's not what you're doing right now, you'll be living check to check. Let's check back with you 10 years from now. You will literally be living check to check. You will be getting a check and you will be broke by the time it hits your bank account. By the time you are able to look at how much your check was, you are broke. Yes, your bank account is going to say zero. Your balance is going to remain zero. Now, if you go back 10 years, you will notice that you were lazy 10 years ago. You did not want to create anything 10 years ago. You did not work hard or strive to be anywhere 10 years ago. So what did your future hold? Being broke. Because if you do not work towards anything, then you will not produce anything. In order not to be broke, in order to be rich, in order to be wealthy, in order to live a comfortable life, you must produce something. That is how life goes. So if you are not producing anything right now, when you are laying on the couch, then guess what? You're going to be broke. As a man, you will not have much in life. As a man 10 years from now, you will not be prosperous. Trust and believe. That's how I am able to tell the future. For a woman, if you are promiscuous right now, if we check back with you 10 years from now, guess what? You're going to be promiscuous 10 years from now. Except the only difference is that it's going to be hard for you to land and keep a man. Yes, it's going to be hard for you to land and keep a man because you've been promiscuous your entire life. 10 years ago, right now, you were promiscuous. You were sleeping around with so many men. You thought you had so many options. And so what did you do? You explored all these options and you went from man to man to man. Now, 10 years from now, let's fast forward 10 years from now. Guess what you'll be doing? Jumping from man to man to man because it's going to be hard for you to land one man. You have so many examples to compare the next man to that you will not be able to land that man you truly want because you'll be comparing him to whoever else you were sleeping with, to whoever else you slept with. That is what being promiscuous produces. It will be hard for you to land a man, especially the man that you actually want. So you will not be able to keep that man either because you do not know how to keep a man. You were promiscuous this entire time. And studies show women who have many partners do not fare well in marriages or relationships because they are comparing their current man, their current husband to all the other men that they were with. So it is hard for them to pair bond. Yes, pair bonding is a real thing. It's hard for them to pair bond. So if you are being promiscuous right now, if you are not practicing monogamy and you are sleeping with so many different men because you have so many different options, and let's be real, we have heard some women say, date them all, ladies. Yeah, we've heard women say, date them all, ladies. We've even heard men say, date them all, ladies. So go ahead and date all these men out here. I promise you that nothing will come out of it, because 10 years from now, you will still be dating them all until no one wants you. That's exactly what's going to happen 10 years from now. So yes, I just predicted your future as well. If you are the person who is at work and you do not show up early, you do not stay later than everyone else, if you do not produce more than everyone else, if you are not the first one to volunteer to come in, if you're not the first one to work late, if you are not the first one to volunteer to do the hard jobs, then guess what's going to happen 10 years from now? You are probably going to be working somewhere else. Yes, you're going to still be searching for another job. You're going to be searching for more employment, because you did not put forth the effort right now that it takes in order to climb the ladder. Isn't that what work is all about? When you work, do you not work to be better? Do you not work so that you can make more money? What is the meaning of working if you remain the same, if your paycheck stays the same, or if you get a little measly raise here and there? What difference does it make? It doesn't, does it? Because you should be working and busting your ass at work in order to do better. But you know what the problem is? Most of y'all do not care. Most of y'all just do the bare minimum. You come in, you're happy with the paycheck that you get now and the little raise that you get now. And then you have some people who actually come in and do the bare minimum, but they expect to be paid the same as someone who comes in early and leaves later than everyone else. They expect to be paid the same as someone who does more work than they do. The person who puts forth more effort than they do. The person who volunteers on a regular basis. They still expect to get paid the same amount. How does that work? Well, I just told you your future. If you are at a job and you are doing the bare minimum, you're not doing what it takes in order to make more money. If you're a kid that's in a gang right now, whether you're a teenager or you're in your early 20s, then guess what? I know exactly where you're going to be 10 years from now. You're going to be dead or in jail. And I'm pretty sure you've heard of this before. Yes, I'm pretty sure people have told you this. You are going to be dead or in jail if you are part of a gang. Your parents probably told you this, but you don't believe them. You don't want to believe them because you know it all, right? But listen to me as I tell you this. Listen to someone who has experienced and lived it. Yes, you are going to be dead or in jail if you continue that behavior, if you continue to be part of these cliques, if you continue to be part of a gang. Yes, you think it's cool right now, you think it's hip right now. Okay, 10 years from now, you are going to be in jail. You are going to be locked up, or you are going to be buried 6 feet deep. So yes, I just told your future. Trust and believe, whether you are dead or in jail 10 years from now, you will be sitting in that cell and wondering, damn, what happened? Don't wonder, because I just told you. I just told you exactly what's going to happen. I just told your future. If you are not doing good in school, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be working for someone your whole entire life. For the rest of your life, you're going to be working for someone because you did not put forth the effort in school to do great. You did not want to get good grades. Why? Because it's nerdy, right? It's nerdy. You're a nerd if you do good in school. If you get good grades, you are a nerd. Who wants to be with a nerd? Who wants to be with a nerd? See, some of the women who now are trying to get with these high value men, as they call them, they passed those guys over when they were in high school. Those were the guys who were busting their ass and working hard and getting good grades. They weren't the ones skipping school. They weren't the popular ones. They weren't the football players. They weren't the jocks, the sport jocks. No, they were the ones who were studying every night, who were not going to parties. They're the ones who created jobs and became entrepreneurs and opened doors for people. And those are the ones that most of the women now want. But they cannot get these men because 10 years ago, you didn't want them. You didn't want those men. You wanted the guys that were popular. But the guys now who you want, they were the ones who were working extra hard. So their future was what? Their future was bright. Trust and believe. They knew exactly where they were going to be. They're the ones who created Google. They're the ones who created Facebook. They're the ones who created Amazon. They're the ones who's creating all these jobs for everyone else, because in school, they had their eye on the prize. They knew exactly where they were going, and they knew exactly where they wanted to be. And in order to get there, they knew that they had to work what? Very hard at that very moment. Do you not understand what I'm saying? You have to work very hard at this very moment right now in order to get what it is you want 10 years from now. Yes, you can tell the future as well. It's not just me. We all can tell the future. So based on your behavior, based on if you are disciplined, based on what you are doing, how you are living right now will determine exactly where you end up 10 years from now. It's a trickle effect. What you are doing right now, it trickles into the next year and the year after that and the year after that. Because I always say that you are not the same person that you were yesterday. Today, you are not the person you were yesterday. You're supposed to be better. You're supposed to be working towards being better. But some of y'all are just shitty people. And so you do not work towards getting better because you can't. You're just a shitty person. So you're going to remain a shitty person. And a shitty person now is a shitty person later on. Another perfect example is if you are with someone right now who does not exhibit certain traits that you want in a partner, who does not exhibit certain traits that you want in a husband or a wife, and you are still with this person, then 10 years from now, they're still going to exhibit the same exact traits. They're still going to do the exact same things that they are doing now, because most people do not change. The only way that you change is by doing the uncomfortable things. And most people are not willing to do the uncomfortable things, so they remain the same. They remain stagnant. And you know this. If you're with a person that you are not happy with right now, a person who does not provide, a person who does not live up to what they said they would, then guess what? 10 years ago, if we looked at their lives, if we looked at this person, they were the very same person that they were back then. They were the very same person they were 10 years ago. Nothing changed. And you knew this. You knew nothing was going to change. But instead of choosing the right person, instead of choosing someone else who exhibits those traits that you may have, you stayed with this person and now you're unhappy. Now you're wondering why your life is the way that it is. Well, it is because you should have been able to tell what your future was going to be. If you are in school right now and you're not working hard enough to academically climb, if you're in school and you are not working hard enough to graduate, if you're in school and you're not working hard enough to get that degree, if you're in school and you're not working hard enough to surpass all the other students, then guess what's going to happen? You may graduate, yes. You may get that degree, yes. But at the same time, where are you right now? 10 years ago, you were busting your ass and working hard in school. Where are you right now? You did the bare minimum. So what did life deliver you? The bare minimum. It's hard for you to find a job. You're in debt right now due to your student loans. You can't find a job. And when you do find a job, it's not the one that you want. It's not what you studied in school. You're not using that degree that you got. So I just told your future. Again, if you're in that predicament, in that situation right now, then guess what? 10 years from now, that's exactly what life is going to deliver you. So you need to work hard. You need to work extra hard. I always stress this to the viewers. Work extra hard so that you can have a fruitful future. Work extra hard so that you can produce more. The producers are the ones who make the most. The producers are the ones who live the type of life that they want to live. The producers are the ones who create jobs. They are the entrepreneurs. So you want to produce more than everyone else. And in order to do that, you have to do what? You have to work extra hard. That is why I am able to tell the future. I can tell my future and where I'm going to be 10 years from now, because I have been putting forth the work that I need in order to get there. I have been working on myself as a person, which a lot of y'all are not willing to do, which is crazy to me, because in order for you to be and get where you want to get, you must work on yourself. That is the first thing that you have to do. So I have been working on myself over the last few years, and it has landed me exactly where I am right now. That's why I am happy with my life, and I cannot be angry about what life has given me. But 10 years from now, I plan to be somewhere else. I plan to be on the next level. I am not going to remain here. I am not going to be stagnant because I am working extra hard in order to produce. So if you want a different future, if you want a different outcome, then you have to start doing different things. You have to start doing the uncomfortable things. That is the only way you would get a different outcome. So yes, you can actually tell your future. It's easy. You can definitely tell your future. Some of the people that you knew back in high school that you knew were not going to be shit, guess what? They're not shit, are they? No, they're not. You can clearly see that. When you go back into your Facebook, you go back into IG, you go back into social media, and you look at their lives and you wonder, what happened to this person? Damn, homie, you was the man in high school, homie. What the happened to you? They're not anymore. And that is because you could see that high school was a playground for those people. That's exactly what it was. High school was easy. It was a playground. They had it made. But now that they are in the real world and they had to work extra hard in order to get what they want, in order to land them where they wanted to be, guess what? Guess where they're at? They are struggling right now. Don't let them fool you on social media. Don't let them show you a little car. Don't let them show you a little apartment. Don't let them show you that they are so happy and they're doing so fine. They're doing so great. They have all this money. It's a lie. It's an illusion. You got to remember, everything on the internet is not real. Everyone's capping. Everyone's capping on the internet. It's not real. They only show you what they want you to see. They only show you their happy moments. Their so-called happy moments. They do not show you what they have been going through. They do not show you the struggle. They don't show you that. So yeah, those people that were in school with you that you knew wasn't going to be shit, guess what? They're probably not shit right now. And you predicted their future back then. If you look in their yearbook, when people wrote class clown, the one expected not to succeed, yeah, that was real. They were predicting that person's future. That person isn't shit now. They are struggling. And don't get me wrong, just because you're struggling doesn't mean that you're not shit. But when I say you're not shit, I mean you are struggling and not trying to get out of that situation. That makes you a shitty person. You're not shit. There's a lot of people right now who are in a situation that they don't want to be in, who are broke, who are poor, who are living in poverty, and they are not trying to do anything about it. So in the next 10 years, if you want to see yourself in a different spot, in the next 10 years, if you want to see yourself living a different life, in the next 10 years, if you want to see yourself married, if you want kids, in the next 10 years, if you want to be living in a house, in the next 10 years, if you want to make more money, then guess what you have to do? You have to start living now. You have to start working now. You have to bust your ass now. You have to work extra hard now. You have to tell yourself that I want this. And so I am going to work hard enough to get this. Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? I can tell your future. I can tell you exactly where it's going to land you. You are going to be in the same predicament that you are in right now. You're going to be living the same life that you are living right now with no change to it at all. And you will be one of those people on the internet that is crying, that is complaining about not being able to get to where you're at, not being able to pay your bills, being fired, being terminated from work, not having a support system. That's exactly who you're going to become. Do you want to be that person? I'm pretty sure you don't want to be that person. So you need to start working extra hard right now. I can't stress that enough to y'all, but I'm going to. Because in order for you to understand sometimes, you have to be told over and over and over again. So yes, I can tell your future. And you could probably tell mine too, because you see how hard I'm working. You see all the work that I'm putting in just making these videos for y'all. Y'all see how hard I work. I put out a new video every day. That is because I know what it takes to be great. I know what it takes to garner the attention of viewers, to get people watching, to get people listening. And that is hard work. And I have to keep at it. So I'm going to keep at it. So 10 years from now, trust and believe I'm not going to be where I'm at right now. No, so you can tell my future too. You know exactly where I'm going to be. Trust and believe. Everything that I say I'm going to get, everything that I say I'm going to achieve, I am going to achieve. And I want the same for you. I want you to be able to do the very same thing. I want you to be able to tell your future. I want you to land exactly where you want to land, because we're all living on a ship, and it's a big ocean. And based on where you steer yourself is where you are going to land. So until you start changing your life right now, and until you start doing better for yourself right now, guess what? Your future is not going to be bright. Your future is going to be dim. And that's me telling the future. Remember, I don't want to hear about how hard you have it. I want to hear about how hard you're going to work to have it.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.